Good evening everyone and welcome to the TTG Esports Mini League. This is Mini League 3. Yes, we have expanded a little further from the last Mini League which you saw on this channel around 2 months ago now, and we are here for rounds 1 and 2 in Spain first of all at the Circuit de Catalunya, and then we go to one of the most historic tracks in the calendar and the F1 calendar for round 2 in Belgium. I'm JimsHead14. I'm going to be taking you through the action as lead commentator here tonight. Joining me in the commentary box, as always for these mini leagues, is Alan Kay. How are you doing this evening?
Good evening, James. Looking forward to this. Glad to be back for another series of the mini league. And exciting news as well, as you mentioned there. We have a third division this time around, so more teams, more battling, more to fight for. So this should all point towards some good racing here tonight. Across all 3 leagues, not just ourselves here in League 3. I'd expect to see a rise in League 2 and League 1 for them guys to want to stay in the leagues they're in and not end up being relegated down to League 3 as well, or League 2. So should be good across the whole night, James, I think.
It is going to be fascinating what is going to unfold before our eyes here tonight. Of course, Mini League 3 is the first one up here tonight. Of course, we're starting at 7 o'clock. We've just started a little bit early to get through some of the necessities and to take you through the teams that are going to be representative here in Mini League 3. So we have got 2 teams for TNR. The main team, TNR Esports, represented by Dantan. I'm going to run through on my screen. Oneoli, Steph. And we do also have, I do believe, somebody else who I've got. Let's have a look. I think we've only got 3 in for TNR, the main team so far, so hopefully one of their reserves might show up. For TNR Academy, we've got Lordhold, Bararemi, Mr. Spinalot, and Ola Vestley, who was going to be attending. He's been replaced in at the last moment by Yigamal, so Yigamal will be coming in for the Academy team. Vortex Racing, VRT, they are going to be represented by Marvin, Vasta Racer, AOR F2 quality driver. Who else is in for VRT? Have we got, oh, Seb is in, that is Super Guy NL. And we are waiting on one of their drivers to show up as well, which I think is VRT Aero, who should be showing up very soon indeed. Team Speed have got Will in attendance, Y-Racer, Knighton, and they're also missing a driver as well, which I think is Speed Senna, if I do recall. And Nexus Academy represented by Clone, Iceman, Aspects, and at the very last minute, Mushalot. So how do you think it's going to unfold out on track here tonight in Mini League 3, Alan?
It's going to be an interesting one. We have TNR. I don't think I've raced with us before, or VRT or Team Speed. So the known quantity is Nexus, with Nexus Aspect and Nexus Iceman. Having raced in League 2 in previous events, so they will have a slight advantage of knowing exactly what's coming. Obviously, as you say, you look at the VRT team, very high level of quality driver. I don't think it'll take us too long to see them moving up through the division, so maybe they might be the ones to watch out for tonight. Again, then, as you said, as yourself commented earlier on, we've got Team Speed as a very consistent team, so we've seen as well in previous mini leagues that maybe the fastest teams don't always win it if they're losing a car or two, because we've seen how critical it is to get all 4 cars to finish. So consistent team getting all 4 cars finishing in each race can easily outscore a team that has maybe 2 or 3 cars finishing up at the top end of the grid. So it is all there to play for a team like that. And then TNR have not only one team, but they have their academy team joining us as well. So 2 teams from TNR. It'll be interesting to get to see some of the guys drive, and hopefully they put on a good show for us. And from what I've been hearing, at least the TNR main team would consider themselves to be battling to get up to Division 2. So sort of looking at maybe VRT, Team Speed and TNR looking to fight to victory, with the Nexus Academy team win their first run out, and obviously the TNR Academy team more likely to be looking to stabilise their footing and get some experience in these under their belt with an eye to maybe moving up in the future in the league. So there'll be different, I suppose, targets for each driver and each team as well as we go through the night.
Yeah, it is going to be fascinating to see what is going to unfold out on track here tonight. As you've alluded to, TNR represented by two teams, their main team and their academy. Their fourth driver, by the way, is Frederic. Fredericas98 is his name on PSN. He is going to be replacing, and he's first reserve for TNR Esports main team. It is 7 o'clock. We should be getting going very soon indeed for the action to unfold out on track. And for those tuning in and don't know this track, I'm sure everyone will, but for those who might not, it is, of course, Spain. We are here at the Circuit de Catalunya. Two DRS zones, one down the main straight after turn 16, down to turn 1, and down the what you could call the back straight between turns 9 and turn 10. How do you feel the drivers are going to unfold out on this track? I think that for Spain, being the first round, this is going to be a real test for these drivers out on track.
It's going to be a real test, and the interesting thing with Spain is it's a track that has two clear and obvious, let's say, corners or curbs. Drivers, real problems there, because the turn 6, turn 7 chicane heading back up the hill, you take a lot of curb on the left hand entry, and if you don't take enough curb to stabilise the car on the right hand side on your exit, then the instability from the first curb hit will instantly spin your car around. So that's a place to watch. And then as we come around to sort of the second last and last corners, the curb on the left hand side there as you exit out of the second last corner, the chicane, and make your drive around the last corner, the curb on the left hand side, if you get out there too much on that curb while you're on the power, will send your car around too. And that's not a nice place to be sent around, because you have the looming pit entry wall there that you can often be flung towards, which will take a car out of a race and not just damage it. So people will have to be careful there, because as we said, you need all four cars finishing.
Of course, yeah, consistency is key with this being a major team event. Every single point that is available here tonight does pay for a point scoring position. So first place will get 25, second will get 20, third will get 22, second will get 22, third will get 20, fourth will get 18, fifth will get 16, and then it's all the way down to 1 point for 20th position. We get going as we're on board with One Ollie for the TNR Esports team, and beautiful livery there actually by the TNR Esports team. Down into turn 1, and this should be going on board now through the turn 2 kink, now into the flat right hander at turn 3. You can lose the back end here. One Ollie just getting caught on the inside of the curb slightly. Mushlot has already retired from the session. First sector looking like 22.4, so One Ollie not too bad on the timings through the first sector.
Kind of looks like One Ollie slightly backed out that lap for a second there, coming up through turn 3. Just didn't seem to have the commitment to go flat around that corner, which you would be expecting them to be doing in qualifying track.
Yeah, he's still got his ERS open, so running up the hill now into turn 9, this flat right hander, goodness me, I'll get my words out eventually, now opening up the DRS once again, down heavy into the braking zone at turn 10, then through the little curb at turn 11, he's taken out the bollard there with him, but he has gained a few positions over the course of the middle sector. Will and Aspect currently fighting out for the top 2 positions currently. One Ollie now down into the final sector. Turn 13, now through the chicane of 14 and 15, attacking the curbs very nicely indeed, making his way up, getting another position past Senna there. Now I think this is going to be 7th from One Ollie as he opens up the DRS to the line. Speed Will is quicker slow with a 1:17.9, One Ollie with a 1:19.1. So about 1.2 seconds there separating the top 7, and quite a few disqualifications.
That's the risk of the one-shot quality. Obviously you're pushing, you're aware. All these guys will want the best starting position they possibly can, so they're going to push the limits at every chance they get, and unfortunately we all know this game, if you put a wheel too far across, then bye bye goes your lap. So these guys will have a lot on their hands now to fight back through. Will 0.439 on pole. That's quite a large gap to see in the mini leagues for pole position.
It's a fantastic lap, a 1:17.9. Aero in second, Aspects third, Knighton in fourth, Iceman and Clone fifth and sixth. Only Ollie, Senna, Bear Remy, Y-Racer and Marvin all setting times. Yigamal, Mouchalot, Steph, Fredericas, Dantan, Spinalot and Lord Holton all not setting any sort of times. Quite a few mysterious laps there, plenty of invalidations. We're going to be seeing a lot of action further down the field here. And with 18 drivers about to do a battle out on track, it is going to be really intriguing to see. So buckle up, get your popcorn at the ready, because this is going to be quite fun. We've got Spain, and then of course we've got Belgium for round 2 coming straight after this. After obviously with qualifying just taking place and with the formation lap now beginning, Will's lap, do you feel like he's going to take the win here tonight, or do you feel somebody else could just throw a bit of a spanner into the works?
It's a very good lap. As I said, 4/10 is usually in these mini leagues we see sort of maybe the top 5 being separated by that much, not just between 1 and 2. So it is quite a large gap, but at the same time, there's Aspect and VRT Aero there and Speed Knightington himself. As we said, the Speed are a new team with us, so we don't know how they're going to react as a team. Are they going to see the team play that we see from the more experienced mini league teams, where their drivers aren't going to fight each other as hard, or is it going to be a learning curve where some teams have went through and where they're going to get together on track and then they're going to come together and you learn from your mistake by having 2 cars lost out of a race. I know some teams have had to learn that way. So with a new team, it's all up in the air, but at the moment he's certainly put himself in pole position. Looking back down the back end of it, we're looking at maybe the 2 TNR guys, Steph and Dantan, to come back up from 14th to 16th. They'll certainly want to. I know ourselves in TTG, when you're racing, the academy team want to beat the first team, and obviously the first team want to beat the academy team because they want to show they're the first team drivers. So you'd expect them 2 guys to come back up anyway. But yeah, by the looks of it, it's going to be a close race. A lot of them disqualifications that come in as well come in very early after Will had crossed the line, so it's most of them guys that disqualified the lap, they weren't any more than say about a second outside of Will's times either, so the race is still there for them even though we are further down the field.
Yeah, definitely. And just looking at the tyre strategies, actually, Steph, Fredericas, Dantan and Lord Holton all going on a set medium compound of tyres. Everyone else on the softs, including the top 10 who did qualify on that set of tyres. Going to be really intriguing to see how this pans out. I feel like Will probably have the speed, no pun intended there, with the esports team, but I think will probably have the speed to try and get away early on. Aero behind him, Aspects of course starting second and third just in behind him. Tyre management I don't think is going to be that prevalent here tonight, but as everyone now formates up onto the end of the formation lap, and good to see that OWR or TNR Academy are using a different livery. They're in bright green, which is definitely what I expected from them. But the 5 red lights then about to go out for the Mini League 3. I will prevail this because the RPM has not started. 5 red lights then about to go out for Mini League 3. Round 1. Lights out and away we go. Very slow start further down the field. I think Senna might have had a problem off the start. He's been swamped early on, and Will has got the break early on. Aspects down the inside. He's on the outside line. In fact, Aero down on the inside. Nearly 3 wide down into turn 1. Everyone Constantino up in behind, but it is Will who leads the way out of turn 2. Now through the flat right of turn 3, and Will has got the break by already 5/10 of a second. Impressive stuff from the Englishman so far. Aspects in behind in second, Aero in third. All clean further down the field.
Yeah, it's excellent driving further down the field there at the start. 3 banks of 3 wide. Oh, someone runs off into the gravel, and a second.
Bamarami, I think that was right in the background.
A little bit of carbon fibre flying there off the front of. I think that was the TNR car of Dantan. No, it wasn't. It was the Fredericks car.
Marvin.
The front wing damage.
Marvin's been caught up in something as well. Only Ollie is off as well, so there's been a bit of a moment there between those two. Back to the front though, Speed will lead by 6/10 of a second. Gap just reduced slightly at the end of the middle sector. Aspects in second, Aero in third. Have a look at the position gains out of lap 1.
Mike and a move on all there. So
we've got Steph as well. They're going side by side, in fact.
Yeah, side by side. And these two are battling, as I said.
Great stuff.
Guys, the guys, first team guys coming from the back, they want to make their charge. You can see Stefan, Dantan both up in a number of positions now since the start.
Yeah, Mushelot just having a bit of a moment out of turn 1.
Drivers in the pits with Fredericks and Marvillin coming into the pit. So Fredericks, as I said to you, had that damage. That's really going to hurt him because he's going to have to make his another stop. He can't put on another set of tires. Well, I suppose he put the hards on, which he's going to do. So he's going to try and go to the end of the hards, but that's going to hurt him.
Sorry to cut back in, we've got a great battle going on for second here. Aero dive bombing it down the inside of Aspects. Aspects trying to get the switch back the corner before. Aero has just got past, but all of these two now battling, beginning to let Will get away. It's 1.3 seconds out in front. Will has got that break early on. Aero in second, Aspects in third, Knighton up to fourth, with Iceman in fifth, Clone in sixth, Speed Y Racer in seventh, Mushelot in eighth, Steph in ninth, Dantan in 10th. In regards to position changes, 6 gain for Dantan, 5 gain for Steph, 5 gain for Mushelot, 5 gained also for Lord Holton.
We have Yigermal off the track there. Slightly.
And Spinalot's out.
Mr. Spinalot's out, and that was just behind Yigermal, the top of the hill.
Was that turn 9?
Right hand turn 9, yeah. The flat right hand turn 9.
Very tricky to lose the back end there, and sadly Spinalot not going to be scoring any points here tonight with that DNF. But at the end of lap 2, Will has got that break early, and I think he has prioritised his run perfectly so far. Aero in second, Aspects in third. Now with the DRS enabled, we're going to be seeing quite a few closing up. Iceman now on the back of Knighton for 4th position, and Knighton now under pressure from Iceman, who of course is the Irishman formerly known as Nexus Jack Fox, I do believe. Yeah,
I think it was.
Down through the end of sector 1, everyone just splitting themselves out nicely. We'll take in what happened in the first couple of laps. Will obviously getting the break. Do you feel he's going to hold it that way? Obviously he's on the softs.
Yeah, he seems to have got a nice break there. He's still pulling the gap out a little bit. We've got sort of then 2 trains in behind them. We've got Aero down to Nexus Iceman from 2nd to 5th, and then he clones in a bit of a lone space in his own in 6th, and then you've got another train from 7th down to 10th with the TNR Dan. Then as I look back down further down the field, unfortunately for Fredericks and Marvillian and Ona Ole have all been in the pits early due to damage, and they will be suffering because of that, unfortunately. But as we know, keep the head down, even if it is 15, 16, 17 community points available.
Yeah, undercut can be quite prevalent as well around here. I think we might be seeing a move here for P7. Mushelot getting a very good run out the final corner. He's now on the back of Y Racer, now gunned down on the inside line. He should have the speed to get this move done. He's already passed him down into turn 1. And the Scotsman Mushelot is up to P7. Nice move there, that's what we like to see. Y Racer trying to come back at him. And look at Stefan behind and Dantan, both on the mediums, getting into this as well, as Y Racer just going slightly wide there, just over the AstroTurf, trying to... Oh, and there's been a little bit of a moment. Y Racer and Steph having to come in together. That caused the Constantine behind. And everyone through safely, luckily.
Steph did go around there, so he's got the car back pointing the right way. I'm not too sure if he has any damage on that car. Just trying to have a quick look. Doesn't appear to be any damage on the front of Steph's wing, so you got away with that one, Steph, but you definitely did get sent around there. Not too sure what happened, but kind of looked like a late move up the inside, and the driver obviously that was being coming into the corner, didn't see the move coming, so but other than that, some very clean racing so far, and some very good and fair racing by the guys so far.
Yeah, fantastic to see. Iceman's right in the back of Knighton. This is for P4 currently. Knighton under pressure now from Iceman, and this seems to be very consistent, this battle. 4/10 of a second, he gets the run out of the final corner. We should possibly see him move down into turn 1. He's opened up the DRS now. As long as he got the straight line speed, a little bit of a D-thing possibly going on with Knighton, but he's now taking the inside line. Hard on the brakes. Can he get the car stopped? He does, just in time. A little bit run on the inside curve.
He's got to come back to him here. He caught that inside curve. that unstabilises the car a lot. Knighton ran wide then through the next corner, which sort of stopped us run up into this turn we're taking here, so kind of neutralised that. But yeah, clipping that corner on the inside there of turn 2, if you clip that apex and stabilise the car, and you have to slightly step out of the throttle, which gives makes you vulnerable on the run up around through turn 3 into turn 4. So.
Yeah. Iceman up to P4, getting that move done past Knighton. Knighton will want to try and come back at this. It's really the closest battle out on track. Dantan's right on the back of Y-Racer as well, down for 8th and 9th. But, bit of an update up front, I haven't really cut on it. Will leads the way, 1.7 seconds. Evo in second, and Dantan has a major moment out of turn 9. Senna goes waltzing past him. Not sure what happened there. Did you see that by any chance?
It just kind of looked like, as I was saying, he came around the top of the hill. He just got a little bit too far out on the curve on the left-hand side. Possibly maybe opened up the DRS while still on the curve. Just got a little bit tail happy. And yes, yeah. As I said, I'll have that position. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Aero and Clone into the pits. The first round of pit stops now happening, lap 6 out of 17. Not really surprised with how the tyre wear goes around this track. Set of mediums now going on for Aero, who was...
The one for Will to watch now is Will doesn't want to get too close to these guys on medium, so Dantan, Steph, Lord Holton. If he comes back out too close to them, he's going to end up in their dirty air, burning up his new tyres, trying to get past them. If he drops out either and comes out either slightly in front of them or a little bit of a gap behind, it'll still leave him a bit of clean air to run in up until his pit stop. So that it's all about how close he comes out to these guys now for Will, I think.
Yeah, Dantan just going past Y-Racer there through the end of Sector 1. So Dantan is now up to P7 and making ground as Y-Racer has a bit of a moment, steps up into the inside, gets P8. Nice stuff. Just got caught on the curb, I think, there, through the chicane.
Yeah. He thought about having a look back at Steph there, Y-Racer, and thought better of it, so...
Yeah, I might have to keep an eye on the tyres. I think I can see a bit of blistering going on the front as the leader is in. So Speed Will is into the pits from the lead of the race. Of course, he will go on to set medium compound of tyres. Aspect is in, Iceman is in behind, Knighton is in as well. And now, this is where the fun and games begin. Watch out for Aero, he's currently in P12.
Has tried the overcut, yes. So Mushalot has tried the overcut. Let's see how this works out for Mushalot, because both the undercut and overcut can actually work here if you get it right, so this is going to be an interesting one to see.
Yeah, easy for Will coming out of the pits actually. Will just run out and behind Lord Holton, who's still yet to come into the pits. Aero about 2.5 seconds down, so in fact Will has actually gained a little bit of time compared to Aero out of the pit stops. Yigamal is out of position. Will's down the inside.
Quick enough. He does indeed, he gets by quick enough, but this is where I was saying to you, Will doesn't really want to be. He come out right behind Lord Holton there now. He has a bit of clean room in front of him now, but if he closes up on Steph ahead too quickly and he gets caught in a battle with the guys on the medium tyres, it will wear his own tyres on him and give the guys behind a chance to come back at him. So Will needs to be clever here now and manage his pace so he doesn't close in on Steph as quickly as he really would like to.
Yeah, Iceman's on the back of Yigamal, just coming through turn 9 towards the end of the middle sector. Iceman trying to run just right down the inside. It's a beautiful move down the inside by the Irishman, and he gets the move done on Yigamal, who is still suffering on those tyres. He will have to come into pit soon.
Pressure from Clown now as well behind some. Will Iceman back him up now into Clown and work as a team to get his fellow teammate past for coming into the DRS zone, so this should be an easy move as Yigamal dives in, so the two Nexus boys pick up that position.
Not surprised at that, to be honest. Yigamal suffering with the tyres. Aero in the meantime down the inside of Lord Holton, just catching the end of that move down the inside into turn 1, getting the move done and not hanging about, and he is beginning to try and bridge that gap to Will, who was ahead of him, 2.1 seconds. That's stayed consistent since they've came out of the pit at the end of the lap. We are pretty much halfway through here in Mini League 3. Hope everyone's enjoying the race so far. Dantan currently leading the way.
Looking around the pit stops there, James, I've just noticed the 4 Nexus cars is all bunched together. Nexus Mushalot lost out to Iceman and Clone through overextending that pit stop, the run there and trying to go for the overcut. But Speed Knighton has lost out an awful lot through pit stop stages there. He was in 6th place when he pitted.
Oh, Will gets the move done down the inside of Steph. Sorry to cut in on you there, but Will has got the move done on Steph, not hanging around here, and he's now put a car between himself and Aero, which is going to benefit Will more than anything. More than anything else. We are halfway through. Dantan leads the way. Will in second, Steph in third. Dantan and Steph still yet to come into the pits, as is Lord Holton down in fifth. Everyone else has pitted. Actually, going on further down, I think there's been a change of order there between Fredericas and Bear Remy, so they're up to 14th and 15th, respectively.
The early pit stop guys as well. A lot of the early pit stop guys went on to hard, so they'll go to the end. They'll just be a slightly bit slower. VRT Marvillian went on to another set of mediums from mediums, so he may have to stop again.
Yeah, he might have to stop again. Bear Remy gets a pre-run out the final corner. Of course, there's battle out on track in the minute, but I think he is going to try and repay the favour. He is on a fresher set on the hard compound of tyres, but he's getting close enough to him, but not attempting to go for the move. Maybe a little bit of team orders and maybe just thinking about the points more than anything else. He's on fresher tyres. Yeah. I don't understand that.
Yeah, you'd expect in a team situation the guy on fresher tyres to get the run and be let through and have the run, but yeah, you suppose you follow team orders, whatever it is, and you make sure you bring the car home in this situation. Nexus is particularly in a pretty good spot, even though they're 6th to 9th, but them 4th finishing positions will override, say, at the moment. Oh, tank slapper for Steph coming into the pits.
Just caught on board with that. I'm not sure if there was a little bit of desync there actually. I caught on board with Aero's TV pod. I'm not sure if he contacted the back end maybe.
It didn't seem like I was on board with Steph. It didn't seem like any contact. It's like Steph caught too much of the cord on the right hand coming back out of the chicane and sort of just unsettled the car. I know some drivers do try to do that to slingshot themselves into that pit lane. You do gain slightly through it if you can get it right, but it also introduces the risk of being launched into the pit lane dividing wall, so there is risk involved with doing it as well.
Yeah, Steph's came out of the pits on the set of softs, the only one out on the set of softs, so he will try and make quite a bit of progress through the field. He's got Marvin and Myrace ahead of him.
For me, that's too early for softs.
Too early for soft, yeah.
Oh, and Steph's around at the top of turn 9, is it?
That is through turn. That's actually on the exit of turn 4. That's just through the first sector, I think.
Turn 4, yeah. So obviously cold tyres, but yeah, it's as I said, I think it's a bit too early for softs. A lot of the guys pitted lap 5, lap 6. The one that did push it to lap 7, Mouchelot, lost a lot of time. So I think the tyres might be able to do 7 laps, but I think he'll be struggling for the last freedom.
Yeah, out the final corner, Iceman's right on the back of Lord Holton. I was just on board there with Marvin, who's getting close to Y-Racer as well, as now Iceman has got the speed down the inside once again, and Nexus Iceman is easily through up to P5, gets the move done. Back to Marvin and Y-Racer, out the final corner, Marvin sizing up a move here on Y-Racer for 11th and 12th, currently out on track, and Marvin might have to do this the hard way around the outside. He's going to have to do it the hard way for the VRT team. Oh, Y-Racer defending it.
That's good racing, lads. That's good racing.
Great defensive driving. Brilliant defensive driving there by Y-Racer.
Yeah, that's excellent battling. And Marvillian's not giving this one up, but though, yeah, either.
He's hoping to try and get past. He is on
5 laps on the tyres as well.
Yeah.
So, here we go. He's going to try it on the outside again, is he? No.
Switch back. No, Y-Racer's got that inside covered. Yeah. Not letting anything through there.
Yellow flags in sector 1. If we have a look through and see if we can see.
Ollie, I think it might be.
Yeah, I think you're possibly right.
Yeah, he's just lost position to Steph there. Dantan finally into the pits. From the lead of the race.
We would see Lord Holton follow, I think.
Yeah, I would imagine him too. Knighton trying to chase down Mouchelot here for P8 and P9, currently out on track. Lord Holton, as you say, has just came into the pits, and Marvin trying to get past Speed Racer still. I don't know where to look. I'll try and go on board with both battles if I can. Speed Knighton running down the straight, a little bit of weaving. Oh, there's a bit of a desync actually going on.
The two guys are battling hard though. Speed Knighton, you got it done.
No, Mouchelot defends it. Defends it. Nice. A little bit one on the curb there by Knighton, trying to prioritise the run through into turn 3. Senna's right in the back as well. Oh no, Senna is not on the back. That's a glitch.
The Tina Dan on the back of Senna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My interval timings have just gone a little bit wayward there, actually.
Yeah, mine went a little bit the same as well.
Oh, Knighton down the inside of Mushalot. Oh, side by side. Not quite. Not quite pulling off the move.
2 battles right one behind the other here.
Fantastic stuff. Oh,
Oh,
Dantan surely not down the inside of turn 9. Oh my god, I thought he was going to pull it off down the inside. Backs off right at the last moment. If he went through it there, I would have gave him a 5 straight up, because that would have been maybe a brilliant move being pulled off. But he's used his sense there.
When you ride on board with him, you can see he was on the brakes hard there as well, because they are glowing.
They are glowing. He's right on the back though of Senna. Interval timings have gone a bit wayward, but they're around about 0.2 of a second between each other. They should fix themselves at the end of this lap.
Real chance now for both cars chasing here. We have DRS, as you see, the
trying to break the toe
to the right hand side. So
I'm both going to have to do it the hard way.
Dan is going around the outside. He's got the move done. So
oh, brilliant!
Senna didn't really fight Dantan as much as Mushalot and Knighton fought ahead. So
yeah. Knighton getting it actually done around the outside of turn 1. Picture perfect move there by Knighton, and he is up to P6. And now Dantan freed up into a little bit more clean air, now beginning to hunt these down. I'm not getting ahead of myself. Possible top 5 maybe on from with the softs now coming into play?
Yeah, possibly. He's gonna. It depends on how long he's got, how quickly he can get past Mushalot. We've seen the 2 cars ahead of him are fairly decent driving. I would say P6. I can't see him maybe catching Clone. I would say he possibly could get the 2 cars ahead, but we've seen what they can do defending as well. So, but I would expect him to be a Clone this time around on the straight. Better tires, DRS.
I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I'm sensing this up into a possible 3-way down the straight. This is looking quite close. Knighton gets the run off. Mushalot very wide, nearly onto the grass. Dantan's got the best run.
Oh, Mushalot, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, Mushalot getting chased down now by Dantan. Knighton, I think, is going to hold the position of the P6. Dantan now going to have to try and do it all the way around the outside. We switch the broadcast cam all the way around the outside. Dantan trying to get it. Mushalot can't defend that. Brilliant move by Dantan. Brilliant stuff. Fantastic! On the soft compound of tyres, Dantan pulls it off to perfection. Brilliant driving though between both of them.
Mushalot pulling out from behind Knighton in there. He lost his own slipstream and pulled down the straight there, and you could see straight away as soon as he pulled out to the right and Knighton stayed on the racing line. Dantan pushed back straight to the racing line and used Knighton's toe to pull him past Mushalot. So.
Look at how much quicker he is. He's right on the back of Knighton already. He's right in the back of Knighton already, down into turn 10. He's going to go for it, going to go for a lunge down the inside. Oh, runs on the curb. Oh, bit of a desync. Bit of a desync going on there.
Let's close back in here again. Let's have a look at this again. So
Nexus Clone is coming back to these as well, I do believe. These guys are gaining. Nexus Clone is coming back to these. Could be a 4-way battle soon between.
Also, Senna is closing back in on the back of Mushalot there as well.
He is.
So it could be fine by the end of this race.
Get yourselves up. 3 laps to go. Dantan now going to go down the inside. I think he's got the speed to get this move done. Dantan going to be down the inside, yeah. Takes the defensive line to just cover him off, but he gets the move done, and Dantan is up to P6, and that P5 is definitely on now with Clone coming back to them.
Yeah, definitely it is now. Clone had a chance to maybe stick with his Nexus teammates ahead, but dropped away from them and lost their toe, so you can see these are closing very quickly up on the Clone now as well, so I'm sure Knighton is looking at, probably saying to himself, alright, we've lost the place to Dantan. Let's stick in behind them now, get the toe up onto Clone, and maybe both of us might nick Nexus Clone, so he'll be trying to use Dantan now.
Yeah, everything's just split itself out a little bit. Let me run you through the order as it is with 2 laps to go. Speedwheel currently leading the way, 3.3 seconds, that gap is extended. Aero in second, Aspect's doing a great job in third, with Iceman beginning to chase him down in fourth, Clone in fifth. Dantan in 6th, right on the back of Clone. We'll keep an eye on this. Knight in 7th, Mushalot 8th, Senna 9th, and Marvin filling out the top 10. Of course, every single position counts towards the points, so everyone currently, hopefully there's no more DNFs, we're going to be getting everyone home and scoring points for their teams, which is fantastic, as now Dantan sizes up a move on Clone. The Irishman is going to have to defend this. Dantan down the inside, sees the gap down the inside, and he gets the move done. Oh, but Clone trying to hang it around the outside through turn 2, but not going to pull it off. Dantan gets the move done. Brilliant driving once again.
Excellent move by Dan there.
Fantastic. Up to P5 he goes, with Clone now right on the back, and this four-way battle still developing. Dantan, maybe with the tyres now starting to go off, he might not try and get away as far as we might like. That gap might just stay quite consistent towards the end of the race. Will currently in front by 3 seconds, Aero second, Nexus in third. Just looking at the point scoring at the minute, I think it's going to be very close between Speed, Nexus and VRT possibly out of the points.
Yeah, TNR are going to need a big race in the second race, and just to go to a comment on this comment section there, Toilet Beastly asked points for every position. Yes, Toilet, it's an alternative point system. Every finishing position scores a point, but you must finish the race to score, and AI cars also don't score.
Yeah, luckily we've got no AI cars going around out on track. Everyone now onto the final lap of the race. Speed will lead. We're currently looking at Mushalot trying to chase down Knighton for P7. This is going to be quite close towards the end of the race. Thank you everyone for tuning in to Mini League 3. There is another race coming up at the Circuit Spa Francorchamps after this. Mushalot not close enough for that move down into turn 1, and I feel like we're going to be seeing the position now for a move to be pulled off. Will coming through the middle sector.
There's no really close enough. May fighting on Clone.
Yeah, Knighton on Clone by 5/10 of a second currently. Through the end of the middle sector we go though with Speed Will. He dominated pole position. Yigamal has just been overtaken by One Ollie further down the field, so that's for P15. So that's actually, I think, the TNR Esports driver taking over the Academy driver there actually. So, but Speed Will now through the final corner for the final time. Speed Will is going to be taking race 1 here in the Mini League for Speed. Fantastic, and he sets the fastest lap to boot as well. Aero across the line in second, good result from him. Aspects getting chased down actually by his teammate, very close on. Aspects across the line in third, Iceman in fourth. They stay as they are. Dantan pulling away in the end, pulling off some great moves throughout this race. Dantan will come across the line to finish 5th, Clone in 6th, Knighton in 7th, Mushalot in 8th. A little bit of a change there with the penalties added on. Senna across the line in 9th, picks up a 5-second time penalty for an unserved stop-go. Marvin jumps him by 1/10 of a second, that's quite unlucky that. Y-Racer across the line in 11th, Fredericas across the line in 12th, Lord Hulton across the line in 13th. Beautiful helicopter cams, I've got to say, from this. Bear Remy across the line in 14th, round the final corner he comes, and he's across the line in 14th. Oneoli coming across the line in 15th. Steph has gained past Yigamal very late on, so Steph gains P16 and Yigamal P17, but the official results of the unofficial results, I got himself a bit mixed up there, will come after the podium celebration. There's Speed Will who takes round 1 here for the Speed Esports team, and he comes the top step of the podium with Los Toreadors about to go off in the background. Speed Will takes round 1 here for the Speed Esports team, but fantastic driving throughout that race. Pretty much Dantan pulling off quite a few good moves there. There's quite a few good battles going on up and down the field, which is of course good to see. Majority of the racing was clean and competitive. May that be the case for round 2 as well, and indeed for 2 weeks time, which I'll come on to at the end of this stream. But that is spade over and done with. Belgium up next, and this is the unofficial results. Will takes it. Top 3 stays they are actually. Will, Aero and Aspects filling out the first 3 positions. Iceman in 4th, Nexus Clone in 5th, Mushalot in 6th. Very good showing from the Nexus team. Dantan in 7th, Speed Knighton in 8th. They picked up 3 seconds time penalty, and Dantan from 16th. Very notable performance from him. Knighton, Marvin, Senna filling out the top 10. With the Y-Racer, Fredericas, Lord Hulton, Bear Remy and Oneoli filling out the top 15. Steph and Yigamal, the only other 2 finishers, in 16th and 17th. And Mr. Spinner, the only DNF here tonight. Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia out the way, the Spanish Grand Prix out the way. We go to round 2 in Belgium, and we should have the points very soon indeed. Live point scoring here, and I'll have a first check of the comment section actually, see what you guys have been saying in the comment section. Of course, I do love my interaction within the comment section. I don't want to go on another stream, which is totally inappropriate for this. Good evening to everyone who is tuning in. Hopefully you're having a good night so far. J. Cole tuning in, saying oi oi. Good evening to J. Cole. He is part of League of Europe, so that's why he's found me here. TNR Z3xer coming in and saying, look out for Nexus Clone, he doesn't know what an Apex is. But he did, and he finished 5th. He got 10 points, so good scoring from him.
That's a running little rivalry between Z3 and Clone, I think.
Ooh, very interesting, very interesting. We do have Vasta Racer, and I do believe that is Seb joining in as well. So Vasta Racer and Seb are both in for the second race, which means we've got a full allocation of the 20 drivers. Have we got the points ready to go?
We've got the points.
Fantastic.
So after round 1, Nexus Academy lead the way on 69 points. Second place is Speed with 54 points. Closely followed by VRT on 53 points. The TNR first team on 31 points, and the TNR Academy team with 16 points. So as we were saying beforehand, it just shows the TNR Academy team and Speed how we're both hurt by only 3 drivers finishing the race for each. So as you say, we're up to full complement now. Both of these teams have a chance to come back and fighting in the second race. So.
Yeah, VRT actually did have 2 racers in that race, with Seb and Vasta Racer just joining in. So VRT doing very well, I've got to say, with their 2 drivers, and they're third with 53 points, I think you said it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see, and hopefully the consistency will be there. I wouldn't be surprised if they go to the top step coming into Belgium, but we are here for Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps.
Before you start the next one, just make sure you didn't get points to someone I shouldn't have.
It is going to be fantastic racing here, out on track. I thought you were going to say something there.
No, I just I don't want to. I want to make sure that I didn't give someone wrong points if VRT were missing 2 cars today, and they was having 4 cars finished that race.
Yeah, VRT, I'm pretty sure they had 2 in the last race. Yeah, Seb and Vasta Race have joined in, so they're obviously down, considering they had 2 drivers in that last race. Great stuff. Great stuff, but we are here at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps for round 2 of the championship. 2 DRS zones, as I haven't alluded to. 1 on the start-finish straight, 1 down the Kemmel straight between turns 4 and 5, down until they come. And of course, we do have to reflect slightly on what happened earlier on in the year here in real life. The tragic passing of Antoine Hubert. Antoine, of course, will always be within our thoughts here from TTG, and I'm sure everyone will not forget him at all. What a talent he was, and hopefully everyone here is going to do him justice here tonight. And I think just with that in mind, obviously coming to such a historic track with such a poignant significance here this year, I think it's up to the drivers that they do deliver on a great race here tonight.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see the guys putting in a good show and showing that respect to Anton. We've done our own tributes before our races at the time it happened, so
yeah.
It's always, as we spoke about before, the last time we were on air together, it's always tragic when someone does pass away, but again, as we mentioned, that is motorsport and that risk will always be there.
Yeah.
I know from my own personal experience, being around guys who race bikes and not so much cars, but with bikes, that threat is there even more so. And some of the guys that I know that race bikes and I'm around, they'll be around quite a lot, actually won't race if they remove that threat fully, because that's part of the thrill for them. it's that adrenaline rush of cheating death is part of the thrill of why we do it.
Yeah.
As well. So if you remove that threat completely, you're not going to have the competitors or the level of competitors that we have now as well. So it is sort of a double-edged sword with motorsport, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think no matter how many safety features actually in, that threat and that risk is always going to be there. And obviously it is prevalent still within motorsport, and hopefully we do see a lot of safety features being added in to protect everyone within motorsport out on track. However, we are getting going here for one-shot qualifying. Vasta Racer we're on board with down into turn 1. Vasta Racer through turn 1, taking the inside of the curb quite nicely there, and he's already up towards the top end of the grid, which is good to see. Dantan Aspects right up there early on, now running up the hill through Rouge and Radion. I will stress that it is not they're not one corner, it is a Rouge and Radion. Now onto the Kemble Straight, opening up that second DRS zone, and Vasta Racer and Will going to be looking like it's going to be fight between those two for the pole position here. 29.7 through the first sector from Vasta Racer. The German now through into the com. Oh, having a bit of a moment there actually, just losing the back end slightly, bit of a moment. Now down towards No Name, which is the next corner coming up. Vasta Racer looking nicely, and then into Pouon, probably one of the trickiest corners out on the track. This is going to be a test of the driver's nerve and skill. Vasta Racer hitting the outside of the apex, getting the run through, takes it nicely, and about 170 mile an hour going through the middle of that corner, now reaching speeds of in excess of 190 down into the braking zone. In towards the end of the middle sector here, Vasta Racer looking very good indeed. Seb's right up there as well. Oneoli is retired from the session. It's Will still out on top, 15.5 through the middle sector from Vasta Racer, now through Stavolo, and then through the long left-handers of Blanchimont, and then into the hard braking zone at the bus stop chicane. Will, Seb and Vasta Racer is going to look very close towards the end of this lap. Vasta Racer now through Blanchimont, now on the run down, hard on the brakes here, 205 mile an hour down under the braking zone. The Vasta Racer takes the inside curb nicely, could get in and run out of the final corner. It's going to be very tight towards the line. Vasta Racer across the line, very close, but Will, it's pretty much similar to what we saw in Catalonia, 3/10 ahead of the rest of the field. Very good stuff there from Will. We'll give you the full rundown of the grid order here. We'll take you through, and 9/10 of a second separating the top 6. Will out on top with Seb in second, Vasta Racer in third, VRT well up there with 3 of their drivers I can see. Dantan in fourth, Stefan fifth with Aero in sixth, Iceman in seventh, Frederikas in eighth, Aspects in ninth, Senna in 10th, Mushalot, Clone, Speed Knighton, Yigamal, Bear Remy, Lord Holton filling out the top 16. Then we got Wyracer, Mr. Spinalot, Oneoli and Marvin, the only 2 not to set any times. Will obviously at the top of the leaderboards once again. 143.1 is not too bad of a lap round here.
No, that actually is quite a good lap at 142. It's a long lap, so it's a different variation of what they've just faced from Catalonia, which is quite short, just under a minute and 20 seconds a lap. So when you come to a longer lap like this, it'll be shorter race distance, or sorry, shorter laps in this race, but the tyres will wear quicker, and again, with the longer track as well, if you get a drop off in the first sector, it's a long way back to the pits compared to somewhere like Catalonia. So,
yeah.
It's a different battle for him. He's done a good job and placed it on pole again, and he looks like he is the driver in command tonight, but it's a different challenge facing him now when we come to go racing. Just a little update on the points. I had actually made a mistake, so the updated points I will give you once we get racing. I'll let you take it away, John. Sorry, formation lap, so while we're on the formation lap. Nexus actually still lead the way, so Nexus Academy are on 69 points. Speed are on 64, so they're only 4 points behind with that one. Vortex VRT with their 2 drivers are still in third on 34 points. We've got TNR Academy, or the main team, 1 point behind on 33, and the TNR Academy team on 19. So all still to play for them 3 teams, with only 5 points separate Speed and Nexus Academy going into this one.
This is going to be really interesting to find out who is going to come out of top at the end of week 1. Of course, we will have racing to come in the next 2 weeks as well. Of course, next week Halloween, and also my girlfriend's birthday as well, which is why we're not going to be racing next week. It is the 6th of November, I do believe, next time, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, I think it is.
I'm not too sure.
I'm pretty sure it is the 6th of November that we're going to be racing for the rounds 3 and 4 of the mini league.
Well, I'm racing in that week, so if it is the 6th, that suits me because United are on the telly against Chelsea next Wednesday. I thought I was going to miss.
You're not going to miss it now, though. That's the best thing. Obviously, coming towards the end of the formation, I'm just having a bit of a delve into the different tyres that everyone's on. We've got a bit more of a variation compared to Spain. Yigamal, Lord Holton, Spinalot, Orneoli, all for really TNR on the mediums, as well as VRT Marvin right down there in P20. Very interesting to see how they get on. Of course, the top 10 qualifying on set softs. Senna, Mushalot, Clone, Bear Remy and Y Racer all on the set of soft compound tyres. Who do you see from that bottom half of the grid? Essentially, from 11th down to 20th, who do you see is going to make the best impact here tonight and make their way through the field?
Ollie's going to have a point to prove after not finishing the last race. He's going to really want to make a showing and come back through for the TNR team. Then it's all down. I see it. It's all about the battle 11th to 13th, that bottom half really. It's what speed can do with Nexus Clone and Nexus Mushalot ahead of him. We've seen in the last race that he was closing in. He ended up getting the overtake on Mushalot and was closing in on Clone towards the end of the last race. So that will be in both of the Nexus guys' minds. But Spia, he's just as we speak about him, he's just left the session. Hopefully he can rejoin because he needs to get back into that car to get points.
Yeah, there was a bit of a decent going on with him in the first race, so obviously connection troubles worrying him. The 5 red lights are about to go out. I am going to delay this a little bit. 5 red lights are about to go out here in Belgium for round 2 of the mini league, and it is eventually lights out and away we go. Very good start from Will. Seb on the outside line down into turn 1. Dantan and Vasta Racer go side by side into turn 1. Everyone going to be measured, I think, down through turn 1. A little bit of contact further on. Few going wide. Not much.
No, pushed wide though. That was just one of the O&R guys just clipped the sausage curve on the outside.
Come through Arouge and Radion. Everyone's through safely, luckily. Everyone's through safely. Oh, and Seb and Will is biting it out for the lead. Right down into Lecom. Dantan and Vasta Racer going side by side and behind. Seb all the way around the outside. Great move. What a move that is by Seb around the outside through Lecom. Somebody's had a moment further down. Clone and Ollie.
End of the straight. Crashed into the straight, is it? Yeah, Clone and Ollie, I think.
Ollie
is retired. It gives him the second time for the session, so that's another race that Ollie not scoring points. Oh!
Why race is round?
Yeah, and someone else, one of the old the TNR Academy guys had to.
Oh, Errol's got the inside line through Puon on Dantan, getting the move done. So Errol's up to 4th. Here, Dantan down into 5th. Marvin, Mushalot, Bear Remy and Knighton losing ground. Bear Remy, I think, has had a moment further down the field. Seb leads the way towards the end of lap 1 here. Will in 2nd, Vasta Racer in 3rd. VRT well up there, 3 out of the top 4. Base from VRT members. We've got Speed Senna side by side with Aspects, and Yigamal is out at Stavolo.
And Stavolo, he looks like he's got the curve on the exit and went around in a circle into the wall.
Oh, Senna's trying to go side by side here with Aspects down into the bus stop chicane. Dantan is back through on Aero, trying to get the inside line and here.
Steph making a move as well here on Aero as well.
And Aero, I think, is going to have the benefit of the doubt. He comes across to defend the inside line, down into turn 1.
Going to be under pressure from Steph though down the DRS straight as Moitenham has got back into the session, which is good to see for speed.
Quite a bit of action on lap 1. We've got a few into the pits. Bear Remy, Mushalot, Mr. Spinalot all into the pits. Through Arouge and Radion they go. And Seb has got the break. 2/10 of a second, but Will's giving him something to think about. I think we've had a moment at sector 1. A Speed Senna round possibly at the top of Arouge.
Well, our flags and in sector 3 as well, so.
Yeah, not sure what is. be Speed Racer, I think. Be Speedway Racer, I think.
Yeah, probably
Will
Speed coming into the pits there.
Will trying to nick it up the inside of Seb, going down towards No Name. I thought he was going to try and pull off the move. Possibly an impossible move going on there, but Seb defends it well, and now Vasta Race is getting into this as well. And just a little bit of a break between the top 3 and then 4th, 5th and 6th further down. Dantan, Aero and Steph are looking quite close together in the background of shop as they come...
Will's not having it all his own way this time around, though, like he did in Spain with these VTR guys.
Yeah, he's not having his own way at all. Vasta Race, of course, AYF2 drive right on the back and just takes a bit more AstroTurf than Will just ahead of him. Dantan trying to get back involved in this as well towards the end of lap 2 and running around to launch him on once again. Seb is getting closed down though. Look at Will's closing speed, trying to close in now down into the bus stop chicane, and Vasta Racer, surely not, we're going to see side by side. Are we going to see 3 wide down into bus stop? Oh my god. Oh, Vasta Race is around the outside of Will. Brilliant move, that is. Oh!
That is an excellent move. Well done, Vasta Racer. That is absolutely brilliant. Seeing the opportunity very late and took it.
Fantastic stuff. Steph's down the inside of Iceman. I think there's been a change of position there. So Steph is up to P6. Iceman down into P7. There's a yellow flag in sector 2.
And someone off on the grass in turn 1 was Laura Colton.
We're going to have 3 wide down the straight. Sorry to cut in, there's going to be 3 wide down the straight. Will's going to go on the grass pretty much like Seb. I can't even get his name. Oh, there's contact. Vasta Racer and Will. Will is round. Not sure if there was a bit of contact there. I think Will obviously going onto the grass, similar to Sergio Perez early in 2018. Pretty similar to that. Steph is trying to go down the inside of Iceman. It's all hell for leather here on lap 3. Vasta Racer leads the way. Seb is in 2nd. Dantan in 3rd. And Steph trying to hang around the outside of No Name. Oh, what a move that is! Oh my god!
Excellent driving by Steph there.
Seriously, some of the driving tonight is brilliant. Oh, Frederica's trying to lunge it down the inside of Aspect. Oh, and there's been a monumental crash. Will.
I think that might see the steward's office.
Yeah, that's... I think I know my opinion on that. Will, wrong place at the wrong time there, I've got to say.
It's going to hurt, really going to hurt TNR, since 2 of the drivers gone now.
Yeah.
From this race, so TNR are going to have to now hit the reset button, get their drivers together, get their heads together in the right place for the next one. But they're going to now need every car to finish both races next week.
Yeah.
To have any sort of a chance.
I think Fredericas was looking down the inside of Aspect, I think it was, down at Puon, down the inside. Obviously contact's been made there, and then they've made contact. Clone on Lord Holton gets the move done. He's up to P9, nice stuff.
Holton's coming back on him here, but looks of it, he's trying to anyway.
He should be running in the... should be trying to run in the slipstream there to try and close back up on him, but 4 tenths away.
Clone has the soft tyre as well, which is just in the advantage at the moment.
Running down the Camel straight once again. Vasta Racer getting closed down by Seb. They're going to stay as they are, though, down until they come. Dantan and Aero back involved.
Lord Holton just went straight on the top of Radion. Literally just, I just seen him going straight on across the back of Clown's car. So speed Norton and the guys below now will all make up the position, so...
Yeah, unfortunately I didn't catch that. I was a bit too late to the party on that one. Steph just taking a bit more of the AstroTurf. Will has left the session, understandably so. Of course, any stewards investigations, do send them in to your team owner. Please do send them in. It is a priority that we do get these incidents investigated. And I think in the case of Fredericks and Will, it's certainly going to be investigated, and maybe a penalty or 2 might be given there. As Mushelot has just gone past Bear Remy for P11, so Mushelot is through, the Scotsman through on Bear Remy, but Marvin looking... Oh, I thought...
The two VRT boys now are slowly being closed in by TNR Dan, so we've got a bottom for the front for the lead again here before the end of this race.
Yeah, Iceman's closing speed there on Steph, just riding on board into the bus stop chicane, not getting the move done. Seb is into the pits.
Seb is in the pits.
That's not too early, I don't think, either.
No, that's
that's not too early.
That is about right time, and he's going to get the should get a nice undercut out of the pit at this
Aspect is in as well. Aspect is in behind him. Clone is in behind him. So next is clearly, and I think Clone has actually just lost his end plate in the pit lane. I'm not sure. He did clip the inside of the wall. I'm not sure if his end plate's been lost there. I can't ride on board
because fix it for him.
No, he didn't lose his He didn't lose his end plate. So that's just my eyesight.
Aspect is getting a wing change all right.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the Nexus drivers that lost a bit of front wing in the pit lane, as there is a yellow flag in Sector 3.
Senna leaves the session, so Speed now are down in the car, so hopefully Senna can get back in again.
Senna's lost it through Stabilo, I do believe. There. Seb has got the move done on Knighton.
Ghost car at the moment, yeah, coming into the bus stop, so hopefully he can get back in and retake the control.
He can join back and pick up the points.
He is missing a right front end plate, so is that AI car going to take it into the pits? It is, so.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, to be honest. He has lost it, I do believe, through Stabilo, and he's clipped the right hand side of the wall, or maybe further on up the track, maybe. Vasta Racer, though, out in front, 2.2 seconds. He has pulled away quite a lot over the last couple of laps. He's pulled that gap, I swear, was about 7/10 of a second the last time I looked.
It was like Seb was sort of a cork in the bottle, as they say.
Yeah. Iceman closing in once again on Steph. This is down towards Blanchimont. Can he try and get the move done this time? Look at the closing speed on him. He just backed up the throttle through Blanchimont to try and get the car through as the leaders are in. Aero and Aero's still continuing. Vasta Racer and Dantan are into the pit, and we are halfway through here in Belgium.
Come in as well. So where is Marvillion as next man to come around?
Where's Seb? Seb's down at the bus stop. Seb is down at the bus stop. I think he's going to get it, you know.
Well, Marvillion's just gone by, and they're straight. There's Seb right behind him. Seb is really behind, so this is going to work out nicely for Seb because he is going to have a bit of a toe off. Straight as well.
Yeah, Seb is just actually on the outside, very close between these two. Seb has just about got ahead. I think Vasta Racer was actually getting a bit of time in the pit stops there. So Vasta Racer now hunting down his teammate. And Seb and Vasta Racer, and it's a VRT 1, 2, 3, 4. And look at this, Vasta Racer now, the German on the Dutchman. No contest, he's through already. Vasta Racer's through down the Camel Straight, and he's up to P3. Nice move there indeed. And Dantan's coming into this as well.
Pressure from Aspect as well, further back now as they come up across the top already on.
He's going to have them, they're both open up the DRS.
Yeah, they both have DRS side by side on the Camel Straight.
Oh, I think Aspects might just do on the brakes here.
Yeah, Knighton just had the straight line speed, the slightly bit more straight line speed than Aspect there. Yeah. So obviously, different car setups there.
Bit later on the brakes there, I think Knighton as well. Oh, and he's run wide actually, just coming down towards No Name, runs very wide. But prioritises the run out the corner importantly, so he just gains that time back. But what a hectic first half of the race that was. Aero leads the way, Marvin in second, they're still to pit, Vasta Racer in third, Seb in fourth, Dantan in fifth, Steph in sixth, Aspects now closing on Knighton, just further down the field. Is he going to try and lunge it down the inside? Not quite. Aero is into the pit. Marvin, I think, it may go to lap 7.
Got by Seb.
Vasta Racer got past Seb. Yeah, that was down at, that was on the Camel Straight.
It's closing back in on him here at full stop, so they're coming down towards turn 1 now again, so we'll see how try and move back.
Yeah, Steph going way too deep there into the bus stop chicane. Iceman getting the run out on the outside, now on the inside line down into turn 1. Iceman down the inside of Steph. Aero was just ahead of these guys, I do believe.
Yeah, he's got out ahead of them.
Fair play to Iceman, gave him the room, and they're still side by side, and this is, I'm going to hold my breath here. Iceman and Steph side by side down towards the Rouge, and Radion! Surely not, Steph! How on earth have they got through there?
Nice driving.
How on earth they got through there? And Seb has gone past Vasta Racer as well, so Seb has gone past Vasta Racer for the net lead of the race, all kicking off here in Belgium.
I was actually watching that and I jumped back to your battle when you were saying they were side by side.
Knighton!
So
yeah, Knighton's right on the back of Clone. Aspects closing in on this as well. Knighton trying to lunge it around the outside through Lecombe. Not quite. And Clone just about defends it. Nice defensive driving there by Clone. Sticks his wheels out and defends that position nicely. So Knighton still trying to find a way past, and he's in a bit of a Nexus sandwich there.
Seb and Best Racer now coming up on Marvillion, their teammate who has been out since the start of the race. So will Marvillion dive into the pits here and get out of the way, or is he going to let them boy on the run down?
I think he might let them. He might let them through Blunchmon. I think that's exactly what is occurring now. Just after Stabilo. And look at this, actually, Vasta Racer closing in. Within the slipstream, Vasta Racer, the German, now closing in on his teammate. I don't think they're going to be quite silly enough, but this is going to be quite interesting coming towards the end of this race, the last 4 laps to go.
I think every time we go down the Camel Straight, you're going to see these two swap position.
You will.
Marvillion stays out, so Marvillion must be going to play rear gunner, and I'm blocking for these guys.
I think Dantan might get him down the Camel Straight though, so we'll see how that one pans out. In the meantime, Aspect and Knighton are pretty much going side by side down into the bus stop chicane, and surely not round the outside into the bus stop chicane. That's way too deep there from Aspect. We joined safely, we joined just in time there, back to the battle for the lead. It's all kicking off. Vasta Racer now, beautiful run out of Arouge and Radion, and he's already got past him. Seb will just drop in, and now Dantan trying to look for the move on Marvin once again. Dantan all the way around the outside. Oh, and that is brilliant stuff. All the way around the outside. Oh, and there's contact. Marvin, I think, just taking a little bit too much speed for my liking there. And Dantan has rejoined track safely, but that is going to hurt for Dantan. He needs to get himself back in the head of the game. I'm not sure if you saw that and want to have a point of view on that.
Keeping an eye on the Nexus Clown Lightning battle with Duar side by side.
Aspect has got. Oh, Aspect misses the back end through Lacombe. Oh!
There's damage to that Speed Lightning car at the moment.
Yeah, left both end plates missing on that.
So yeah, that is.
Con's got the move done. Down into Nolin. Yeah, that's questionable. I think he just took a bit too much curb, to be honest. I took a POV shot of that. An Aspect I thought got a little bit caught up on the inside of the curb and just lost the car slightly, and then a bit of a Constantino effect just caused that. Both end plates now gone for Knighton. That's going to hurt. Yeah, that is going to hurt.
Show difference.
Final 3 laps to go. This race is going over very fast, but there's a lot of action being compacted into this race. It's brilliant. VRT Vasta Racer leads, and I think that's Marvin just coming into the pits in behind. It is.
So Marvin is Speed Senna, who has rejoined the session. Just answering comment on the questions there. So that's nice to see. Senna did get back in and get control of his car.
Yeah, good to see. We'll be picking up the points for that as well in 15th, and that will pay 5 points for Speed. So that could be 5 points between winning or losing. Seb is closing in on Vasta Racer down into the down on the Camel Straight. He's got the overspeed down the inside line, and Seb has got the move done once again. And it's that yo-yo effect that I like to go on about. The yo-yo effect happening between these two, Seb and Vasta Racer.
Keep swapping places down that straight every time they come around.
It's providing for really good action though. The quality of racing tonight, I think, is on a different scale to what we've had in the past in mini leagues. It's been brilliant so far.
Yeah, considering this is League 3, if this is League 3, I can't wait to see what League 2 and League 1 have in store for us as we go through the higher tiers.
Yeah, going to be fantastic. Just been a swap of position there. Clone and Aspects have just swapped positions, so Clone up to P8. Aspects down to P9, getting the move done down into Lecom as back to the battle for the lead, because it's the closest battle now really out on track between Seb and Vasta Racer. 6/10 of a second, 2 1/4 laps to go. This is going to be tense for these guys. They're going to be sweating at this stage. I probably couldn't describe how these guys might be feeling at this stage. But it is a VRT 1, 2, 3 actually. Ivil's in third.
We've got 2 Nexus cars pretty close as well down in 8th and 9th.
8th and 9th. Yeah, final 2 laps. Or I'm getting prepared for this. Seb and Vasta Racer. Once again, Vasta Racer closing them down into turn 1. Not quite close enough. Could have the run out of turn 1. Is that a car just ahead as well? Yeah, that's Speed Senna just ahead down on track, going through Arouge and Radion. So maybe coming up to a little bit of traffic as well. Hopefully Senna will get out of the way and not affect the lead battle, as Vasta Racer has a much better run through Radion. Now down the Camel Straight, and Vasta Racer on the inside line. Seb pulling off to the right hand side. He knows what's coming. Vasta Racer's back through to P1.
Like stealing candy from a baby, that one.
It is like stealing candy for a baby, but these two, ultimate respect for each other, just running onto the grass a little slightly there, Vastares on the left-hand side. Aspects and Clone once again, oh, and they're nearly side by side through a Radion. Aspects now getting the run, and I think this is going to be taking candy for a baby once again. Yeah, Aspects gets the move done, Clone just slots in and behind. Getting P9, again swapping, yellow flag in sector 2.
Oh, was that centre around? Yeah, it was centre around.
Centre around a Puon that was, yeah. Well, luckily the leaders have just gone through. Aero's the next one behind him, so obviously Senna having that moment has just spread eagle the field a little bit. 1.5 laps to go, and there's still P1 and P2 to sort out. This is going to be nail-biting stuff. If I've got nails left, I don't think there will be at the end of this lap.
Oh, Dan is sneaking back up onto the back of VRT Aero there as well.
He is. Yeah, that gap has actually stayed.
Towards it.
Yeah, that gap is closing in. Dantan beginning to try and put the hammer down. Just looking at the ERS, he's got more ERS by about 20%, so that's going to...
I think VRT Aero has his car set up for straight line, and Dantan's car is set up for through the corner.
Through the corners, yeah.
In sector 2, Dantan closed that gap down to 0.6, and it's open back up now down the run through Blanchimon to just over a second, so he's out of DRS range now from the straight run now, the Camel straight, so he's got a lot of work to do now.
This could be the race deciding move. Seb is closing in on Vastareser, brilliant through Radion. Vastareser wants to try and come across and try and defend, but Seb is already pretty much halfway alongside him and now through, and he is up to through Lecombe, and he's up to P1 once again, but this is not going to end. These two are going to be putting their elbows out quite literally on the final lap of the race. This is for pride. This is for the race win here tonight between these two. It's been brilliant racing throughout. There's battles going on further down the field. Let's focus on this one though. Seb and Vastareser, P1 for the final time. Seb has got 5/10 over Vastareser. I'm not sure about how the penalties... Can you quickly check the penalties for them both? I don't think they've got penalties at all.
Seb has no penalties. Vastareser has 1 penalty.
So Seb is going to get it out on track then nonetheless with that penalty then. So I think that might have been as Mushalot and Knighton are fighting it out further down. If you can keep an eye on that, I'll cut to that towards the end, but Seb is just about going to hang on here. Vastareser trying to close him down, the German on the Dutchman trying to close him down, 6/10 of a second. My hands are going like Gordon Ramsay in the kitchen, but Seb coming through the bus stop chicane for the final time. The Dutchman has done it out on track, and he's going to get the move, and he's going to get the win. Seb across the line to win here in Belgium and steals the fastest lap as well as Knighton and Mushalot all kicking off.
Side by side here for about 3 or 4 corners. Actually, very good driving by them.
Oh, Mushalot from the outside into Stavolo. Oh, that's brilliant.
Mushalot gets it done. They've been side by side there from the entry into Puon all the way around there, through Puon and around. So that is actually excellent driving by the boys.
Fair play to them. Let's just round off some of the guys that's come across the line. Aero in 3rd, Dantan in 4th, Iceman in 5th, Steph down in 6th, Marvin in 7th, Aspects in 8th. Good result from the VRT team. Nexus Aspects across the line in 8th, Clone in 9th. Mushalot is just going to get him, I think, for 10th. So Nexus having a good race once again. Mushalot across the line in 10th. Knighton had a penalty in 11th. Bear Remy in 12th. He actually gains because of that penalty for speed, Knighton. So Bear Remy up to 11th. Knighton in 12th. And we've got a little bit to wait for the others. Mr. Spinalot and Y Racer. We can take a bit of a breath. God, that was hectic. Spinalot coming through bus stop for the final time. League 2 is on, by the way, and I will direct you to that link, the stream after this. Spinalot across the line in 13th, and we're going to be waiting for through the final sector comes Y Racer into Stavolo. YRS are now going to be finishing P14. Not the result that Speed wanted after their impressive first race. Speed will obviously being caught up in that contact with Frederikas. Any incidents that you might want to forward on, send them to your team owners. We'll get that investigated, and a revised point system, of course, will be released out in due course. And that revised points total, I should say, will be revised out in due course as YRS comes across the line to finish in 14th. But that is it. That's Mini League 3 over and done with for week 1. And it is Seb who takes it from Vastareser in 2nd and Aero in 3rd, a VRT 1, 2, 3. and this is going to look pretty sweet for the VRT team at the end of this race, as now Seb steps up to the top step of the podium. Vasta Racer in second, Aero in third. Of course, I may remind you, it is the official, unofficial results. The points total will be released out on social media. If you're not following the Twitter, at them, at Esports Mini, you will be able to follow everything that goes on for the Mini League on there. And I'll also link in my personal Twitter if you do want to thank me for my commentary, and Alan Kay's as well, later at the end of this stream. But official, unofficial results about to come out, and it is a VRT 1-2-3. Very impressive stuff from them. It's Seb who takes the win, Vasta Racer in second, Aero in third, Dantan finishing in fourth, Iceman, another good showing from him in fifth, best of the Nexus team, Stefan sixth, good showing from TNR as well, VRT Marvin in seventh, good result from 20th on the grid, fantastic result for him, Aspects, Clone and Mushlot consistent as ever, 8th, 9th and 10th, Bear Remy in 11th, Knighton in 12th, Spinel in 13th, White Racer in 14th, Speed Senna does pick up that point, he did rejoin, Lord Holton, Will, Frederikas, Gigamal and Oli have DNF'd out the race. An unfortunate bit of contact between Will and Frederikas, of course, that we'll get looked into. Not sure if you've got the points ready just yet.
I do indeed. So
you do indeed, fantastic.
After round two, as it stands, obviously pending any Stewards investigations, Nexus Academy lead the way on 121 points. VRT are second on 115. Speed are in third on 86. TNR or first team are fourth on 66, and the TNR Academy are on 37 points. So both the TNR teams needing 4-car finishes in both races next week, really.
Yeah, fantastic stuff out on track both in Spain and in Belgium. Mini League 2 is currently ongoing. I'm having a watch of that now. There's pit stops being made, but it's ILRT Louis who leads the way from Nexus J Morris, and Dill Warren in third as Droppier actually tries to get past him down into turn one. I'm commentating on a different stream. I shouldn't be doing that. It's like Jack Nicholas on BBC Radio 5 Live. Goodness me. Don't want to be doing that. But from us, from myself and Alan Kay, you can follow the Twitter, as I say, for the Esports Mini League. There is side-by-side action going on between Dill Warren and Droppier in Mini League 2. Go and watch that. It's the next stream. Mini League 1 will be live in about 20 minutes, I think, as well.
It will indeed, and you will have myself alongside Mr. Andy Campbell.
Andy Campbell. It's going to be great. And Kieran McGinley, of course, you can tune in to Kieran McGinley for that as well. We have been James Head. He's been Alan Kay. Thank you very much for tuning in. Follow the Twitter, follow the Esports Twitter at Esports Mini. You can follow me at B52 Head. And Alan Kay, what is your Twitter as well?
My Twitter is at TTG_Alan Kay.
So go and follow us. You never know, we might be friendly people behind the commentary box. And I think, honestly, fantastic racing here tonight. And put on record, well done to every single team. Of course, Stewards' incident's going to be looked at, but I'll end it there. Thank you very much for watching for Mini League 3. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.